Hi, I'm Dr. Judy Morgan from Clayton and Churchtown Veterinary Associates in New Jersey. Today we're continuing our food webinar series and we're going to make a home-cooked stew. This stew is going to be a Chi Tonic Stew, and we're going to balance our Chi Tonic Stew using warming, neutral, and cooling foods so that we have a balanced meal. So this is our best friend, our crock pot, and our crock pot will make a fairly large meal, and this is the meal that we are going to have for dinner tonight along with all of the dogs. So we are going to use obviously good ingredients that we can share. So for our warming foods, we're going to start with chicken. Chicken is a great Chi Tonic. We're going to mix white meat, breast, and dark meat thigh. And these are premium meat that's all natural and antibiotic and hormone free. We're also going to add sweet potatoes. We will peel and cut up the sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes are also warming and are a wonderful Chi Tonic. We're going to add apples because those are cooling, and I think apples go very well with chicken and with potatoes. We have little butternut squash and acorn squash, and these we're going to peel and cut up as well, and those are good Chi Tonics. We're going to use brown rice, which is also a Chi Tonic, and that's going to be cooling to help balance our meal and give us a little bit of carbohydrate. And then we're going to add shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms are neutral, they're a good Chi Tonic, and they also happen to have anti-cancer therapies, so that's always a good thing to add into a stew. We're going to use a natural chicken stock to put our stew together and then add water as needed.
Okay, now that Judy has introduced all of the ingredients, let's get started putting everything together. We'll open up our chicken breasts. We're going to cut these into nice bite-sized pieces, again, not only for ourselves but also for the spaniels. This is a boneless chicken breast, so it makes it go just a little bit faster. Okay, we're wrapping up our chicken breast. It's all cut up, and into the pot we'll get our chicken thighs. Again, these are boneless chicken thighs. We're adding chicken thighs because a lot of times they add a little bit more flavor to the soup and just a little bit of fat. Chop them up again into bite-sized pieces. Okay, we're just about to get all of our chicken cut up. Put the last of it into the pot, and then I'm going to take a break for just a half a minute and clean my knife and my cutting board before we chop the vegetables. Okay, our sweet potatoes are peeled. We'll go ahead and chop these up. We'll do probably a medium dice so that they don't totally disappear in the soup during the cooking process. But again, nice bite-sized pieces for everybody that's going to enjoy it. A lot of these vegetables you can find in your grocery store already cut up. I enjoy my knife and cutting board, so I do all of my own cutting and chopping. But if we were in a hurry, certainly we would buy everything already diced and ready to go. The next thing that we will add are our apples. And we want to go ahead and peel the apples. And the trick to a really good soup is to be able to peel the apple all in one peel. You know then that it's really, really flavorful. Okay, we're going to finish up dicing our apples. And as Dr. Morgan reminded me, you want to make sure that you do get the seeds out of the apples because they are toxic. Okay, getting the balance of the apples in there. And next, then, we're going to start with our mushrooms. Again, these are shiitake mushrooms. And we are going to dice these up into fairly small pieces as the soup cooks down. The mushrooms will also tend to sort of disintegrate into the broth. But they're also adding an absolutely wonderful flavor to our stew. You're going to notice that my pot looks awfully full, but as it starts to cook, the vegetables will soften and everything will sort of consolidate, and we'll have plenty of room in the pot for everything. And just a nice rough chop on these vegetables. Okay, the rest of our mushrooms are going into the pot. And it's time to kind of wrap things up a little bit. I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of the brown rice. We're just sort of measuring it very quickly. Sort of spread it out. Okay, and then we're going to add a 32-ounce container of unsalted chicken broth. We're not seasoning this right now. As soon as everything is cooked, then we will pull out the Spaniel's portion of it and add a little bit of seasoning for ourselves for dinner, and we'll all enjoy it together. I'm not going to add all of this water. I've got about 4 cups. I'm probably going to put in about 1.5 cups because, as many of you know, with crock pot cooking, it makes its own moisture and we don't want to overflow the pot. So we will take a spoon, sort of spread it out just a little bit so that I don't make a mess. I'm going to just spread it out about like that. I'm going to put the lid on it. I'm going to set my crock pot on high and let it cook for the rest of the day while we go out and run errands.